Cougar House Garage. Brandon and I are going to cut out our bag mounts that we designed up yesterday for our Airlift Performance Dominator 2600s. I kept calling them 2800s in the last video, I don't know why. But they're the 2600s that can take 600 PSI. So they're pretty much the top of the line you can get right now as far as bags go. So that's why we're using them on the front of the Super Duty, if I can speak. You know, it's like, you know, it's a 1,000-pound engine. A lot of people say it's 1,200 pounds or 1,500 pounds. No, it's a 1,000-pound Cummins. It's probably 1,300 with the transmission on it, but having all that weight on the front, we want to have the biggest, strongest bags we possibly could run. So that's why we're running the Airlifts. You know, that 20 with that 600 psi limit on them. Like the Conitechs take 400 psi limit, so not much to think of there. Way better. But alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get these. We got them designed up yesterday on the engineering PC. We're going to go ahead and jump on the plasma table, load up the little USB stick, that's what it is. Plug that in the handheld piece, cut that out, and then go ahead and get the driver's side all welded up, put together, and then we'll test fit it with the Dominator 2600 on that side. Make sure it does what we want it to, and then we'll go ahead and fully weld it up, and then move on to the passenger side and do the same thing. So, alright guys, let's get right into this.
I'm all wet, freaking camera's all wet, everything's all wet. Oh, that made it worse, didn't it? Oh man. Hang on. Just keeps making it worse. Shh. There we go. Don't touch it. Price you pay for good videos. Alright, we're dry.
Voices in my head know me, call me. I will be restless. Somehow they chose me. This is my nightlife. Wanna be high life. I feel so reckless, calling them all night. I shouldn't have, with the people I shouldn't know. I might as well and still I'm that. It's the only thing that I fucking do like
Check this out. I haven't hit these with a grinder or anything yet. I mean, you can tell that's plasma cut. It's that darker color. It has the really tiny, the stepper motor marks. Whoops. Well, look at this. This is the back side. There's like a hair's width of slag. That's about it. Really, the only point you can even see it's where it starts and it stops. These came out crazy nice. Look, there's a little piece of slag right there. Boom. Rest of that, nothing. This side, a little tiny bit on the starts and the stops. Little tiny bit there, nothing. Frickin' sweet. I changed out the nozzle and the electrode was looking pretty bad, so I switched out the electrode too. And the machine's pretty freaking happy about it. I'm pretty freaking happy that the machine's pretty freaking happy. Because it's pretty freaking sweet. Look at that, huh? Why can't I remember the name of those? Little tiny marks. There's a name for that. Micro stepping? I think that's it.
Happy on the outside, weary inside, smiling depression. They think I'm alright. It's a freedom I shouldn't have, with the people I shouldn't know. I might as well end still on that. It's the only thing that I fucking do.
Killer, guys. As usual, we got this bag looking pretty awesome. I mean, Brandon's got these bag mounts looking killer because he's a genius. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's at a little bit of an angle, but when the arm is all the way up and that's squished, that's all perfectly linear, and that's really how you want it. So Brandon's happy with this. So he's gonna go ahead and pull off the bag. Maybe pull off the control arm if it's in the way, and then we're gonna go ahead and fully weld this onto the frame. And then you got your other one cut out too?
I got one more piece I gotta cut out, and I gotta weld the other one together.
Cool. And then we, like Brandon said, we just have to assemble that one on the welding table. Mainly weld the on sides to the bottom piece, you know. And then we'll attach it on that side, flex it like this, make sure it's perfect, and then we'll fully burn them in. We got it welded together and put it on the chassis. But yeah, Brandon, I was watching Steve Darnell on his Instagram, and he comes up on this hill, and there's these 6 wild horses, dude.
That's so bad.
And the horses slowly kind of walk down. He's playing this country music on his Instagram. It's like something about a stud, this horse. And then they come down the mountain slowly, 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 and then he gets up to where he's almost, they're smelling his hand, just like a regular, just domesticated horse. And he's like, here's the thing, guys. If I would have been able to grab a hold of one of them, I was going to grab its mane, jump on its back, and go for a wild ride through the desert here. But he didn't, and then they walked away. It was kind of cool. Yeah, wild, straight up wild horses, man.
There's a bunch of them by Tulsa. That's where I've seen a bunch of them.
That's cool.
Look. Look.
Don't tangle up on me. Come on. Grounded. Coloration on that thing is so cool. Little jiggly, sorry guys. Doo-doo-doo. Cooled down pretty quick actually, huh?
Oh, yeah.
If you're lopers,
Yeah.
gotta lope the end off.
Yep, yep.
Brandon's got his lines marked out exactly where it goes. Clear. Eyes are closed.
One more.
Most of the time, bros, when Brandon's welding, I'm looking the complete opposite direction, and/or I got the camera on the tripod. So don't worry, I'm not just only closing my eyes. That you'd still get flash burn doing that. But all right, we're gonna get this girl fully welded on here. Start the time lapse back up. Look at that weld. Killer. Alright, driver's side bag's done. Now Brandon and I just have to move on to the other side. I think we have one more piece to cut out, and then we're ready to go ahead and tack it together, weld together its pieces on the welding table, and then we'll bring it over and test fit it on the passenger side. Sweet!
The sad thing is the inside welds look like the best.
Where is it? Huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got a cool place to hammer into.
Yeah, don't burn yourself.
The steam's hot. Megan's still hot. Everything's hot. What?
Well, that piece is cooling down after we put it in the table. It's still pretty hot, but instead of taking it outside in the rain to get it rusty, you know, the table's got the green cut in there so it won't rust. But all right, so while that's cooling, we're gonna go ahead and get under the 5th gen forerunner here. Don't worry, we'll get to this guy soon, probably 6 more episodes. And then we're gonna get the lower Michigan Metalworks control arm on there, get that Conitech bag off, and obviously the knuckle and the upper control arm too. Get it all? It's reinstalled on the passenger side here. That's a heavy piece of kit, that's for sure.
And super wiggly and awkward. Really? What am I gonna do? Yeah. This is just go. Alright. Oh, seriously? Well, you know what? I guess this is how it's happening.
The wobble technique.
I feel like a penguin.
It's only 150 pounds of random.
It's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna lie.
Knuckle, rotor, upper and lower control arms, 3/4 inch plate.
Giant squeaky toy.
Like, you guys can see how easily Brandon can push this one down. How easy that is. You guys saw in the video yesterday how hard he was putting all of his weight on top of the Dominator and just couldn't even get it squished. This within itself shows you the quality difference. I'm gonna get this lower control arm in its home. See if it doesn't fight us.
Oh, it's gonna.
Be a little tight. Would you guys believe this is the first time that we test fitted these arms after it's completely welded together and finished? Yesterday, the driver's side went together pretty easily. First try. I don't know if you guys do that. We never like test fitted or anything. It just went right in. Not trying to be cocky, but that just shows, you know, Brandon's precise measurements and how good he is with geometry. And it's not even just geometry. He's using advanced trigonometry and all this stuff. Trust me, this is complicated. It might be a Chevy spindle and brake rotor and brake caliper, but and those Michigan Metalworks arms are made for a Chevy, but nothing else is Chevy here. Well, the rack. We've got a couple Chevy components, but that's not a Chevy K-member. It's not a welded on front clip. This is all custom made parts by Cougar House. Cougar House Fab Super Duty IFS. Alright, we'll get the bolts set in these and get this assembled on this side. Alright, so Brandon's satisfied with how his bag mounts, his frame side one lines up with his lower one on the Michigan Metalworks lower controller. And the Dominator 2600 squishes perfect. So he's going to go ahead and pull the bag out here. And we're going to fully burn this upper frame side bag mount in. The bolt on the very bottom of the center of the bag is kind of tough to get to.
It is, it's pretty hard.
A little bit tough, a little bit tight like a tiger. SpongeBob. 15 seconds later.
2 hours later. Oh, I used to watch SpongeBob as much as I don't want to admit it. There it is.
All right, got the bag out. Let's burn it in. Clear. Get the airbag mounts fully welded together and burnt into the frame, and then we were able to go ahead and get the Alcoa 24s reinstalled. So with these bags being finished, or these upper frame side bag mounts being completely done now, the bag squishes perfectly, nothing's offset at all, it just squishes perfect at when the frame is at its lowest point and the wheel is at its highest point, and the lower control arm that holds the bag. So we're pretty much set now that we can come in here tomorrow and we can put the shock towers on that we made a few episodes ago, probably like 12 ago, and we can get those set onto the frame with the shocks, and make sure to turn the Alcoa left and right, stop or lock to lock, so that way we can make sure that shock tower does not interfere with the wheel and tire at all. And then also with the shock in there. So once we're done welding all that in, we'll be able to actually go ahead and pull the Cummins back out, disassemble these front pieces off of the frame, and then we'll go ahead and mask off the forerunner and the welder, Brandon's toolbox, all that stuff on that side of the garage, the Sacrilege's bed and its cab, and then we'll take the engine out, set it over in front of the forerunner too, wrap it in plastic, and then we'll go ahead and prep the frame for paint. It's going to take us some time to get all the old metal or a little bit of rust and old paint off the frame. We'll get that all ready for paint, and then we'll lay down our TransStar direct to metal sealer and primer, and then we got some custom color black base coat from another company off Amazon that it's just real automotive base coat with epoxy in it. It's not that your aerosol cans for spray painting a fence or something. Like, people always wonder, oh, why does that flake out of my engine compartment, or why does it flake off my engine? Well, because it's not automotive-based paint with epoxy in it, an epoxy hardener. So, I mean, you see plenty of people painting an engine compartment in a drift car or something, and it always flakes off in a couple months or off of an engine, because you got to use this epoxy-based engine paint. Like, if you guys watch any of those builder shows like Chip Foose or Can Dig It Designs, like, you know, they spray the whole engine, they color match the engine. Well, they're not using aerosol cans from Home Depot. They're using real automotive-based epoxy base coat on it. Is why it can stay on it for so long and look so nice. So, but hey, thanks for listening to that tangent, guys. But hey, tomorrow we'll get in here and we'll get those shock towers put on. And we'll move forward from there, guys. But hey, thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for your constant support as always. Please drop a comment in the comment box. Let us know what you think of the airbags and the airbag mounts that we made. And then if you guys like Cougar House Garage, you like what we do, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook.com/Cougar House Garage. And then we are Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along with the projects there, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.